Hey everyone, I'm your local weather authority meteorologist Zach Hatch. We have another tornado warning that just popped up. Dangerous storm moving now into southern parts of McLean County. DeWitt and McLean counties, you were in a tornado warning until 7:15 p.m. tonight. So dangerous storm with a hook echo just west of DeWitt, moving due north at 40 miles per hour into south central parts of McLean County. This includes Leroy and along the Highway 136 area. So if you live north or south of Highway 136 between Leroy and Farmer City, you're pretty much in this area. So dangerous storm moving north at 40 miles per hour. Could be a tornado on the ground. There has been at least one tornado confirmed today with storm spotters and with some of the ground truth. We're able to see that. We're actually see the power of these tornadoes. It's been a very dangerous day. We've had more than 10 tornado warnings. So you want to seek shelter now, get in the lowest level of your home, away from windows, walls, and doors. If you have a storm shelter, that's the best place. A basement is also very ideal. Be sure to put on some shoes in case there's debris when you get up from your shelter. But this storm has a very noticeable hook on it. You can see it here just west of DeWitt, moving north in DeWitt County into south central parts of McLean County till 7:15 p.m. So I'm going to show you a few parts of this storm here. Let's see if there's any rotation within this, and I suspect there probably is. So that area of rotation is just west of DeWitt. It's actually right here showing up in these bright greens close to these reds. So that's where you have that velocity couplet when the winds are in opposing directions. That's where that rotation is on the ground, moving north 40 miles per hour. So that's moving pretty quickly. You don't have much time to act and get in a shelter. Hayworth and Wapella, Clinton, DeWitt, you all are included in this tornado warning. So you want to be thinking about getting in your safe place. And anybody that you have with you, you want to make sure that they get in there with you. Now let's see if there's any debris with this storm. Let's toggle on the correlation coefficient. There probably is not any debris being lofted up at this time, but this could easily turn into a very dangerous tornado producing storm. But treat this as there could be a tornado on the grounds west of DeWitt. I'm going to zoom in closer here to see some more areas that could be impacted. So Leroy, Rutledge, DeWitt, you all are included in this. So let's time this out here. By about 7:10 Rutledge, you'll be seeing this storm approach you, so you don't have a whole lot of time to get in your place. You got about 15 minutes to get in your shelter. Wapella, the worst of it might be missing you, but you are on the edge of that tornado warning. That's for DeWitt and McLean County until 7:15 p.m. So let's take this on out here, show you some areas that could be impacted by this if this were to be extended further north in McLean County. So Ellsworth, Downs, Saybrook, you are not in this yet. Bloomington, you're not in this. I think Bloomington should be okay from this storm. Still some heavy rain and storms south of Bloomington, but I think that as of right now, Bloomington is not in any kind of immediate danger, which is good news there. But this storm has a hook echo on it. That usually means there's rotation, and just like I showed you a minute ago, there is some rotation within this. Okay, it did strengthen a little bit. You can kind of see where that strengthening rotation is just west of DeWitt. And like I said, this storm is not moving slow. It's moving at 40 miles per hour. It's moving north directly toward Highway 136. It's going to cross Highway 136 if it continues on this path in the next 10 minutes or so. With this next update, you can see this one strengthening as well. There's that area of rotation tightening up, not so much a broad rotation anymore. It's gaining strength as it continues to charge northward. Rutledge, you are included in this tornado warning. Like I said, it could miss you, but just barely. But you want to treat it like it's coming to your neighborhood. DeWitt, this is just to the west of you. You might be able to escape this one. But a dangerous storm, possible tornado on the ground. I'm going to check and see if there's any reports coming in from the National Weather Service or storm spotters Okay, there was a report coming in from emergency management. Leroy activated the sirens, and the grade school has been opened as a tornado shelter. So I'll repeat that again. The Leroy activated the sirens, and the grade school there has been opened for people who want to use that as a tornado shelter. So you could go there. You don't have much time. You have just mere minutes if you could safely make it to the grade school there. So at least there's an option if you're running out of options. But this tornado watch continues on for DeWitt, Logan, McLean, Tazewell, and Woodford counties. That watch is now extended until 9 p.m. It was going to be expiring at 7 p.m., but for DeWitt, Logan, McLean, Tazewell, and Woodford counties, you're still going to have this watch until 9. So that's 2 hours longer that we have to deal with that. Sometimes they expire early, but at this point, looks like it's going to be extended. So I'm going to toggle this off, and let's see if there's any debris being thrown around. There could be some. It's hard to see, but if there is any debris, it's going to be right here. So this isolated color, this green color right here, that could be a potential tornado on the ground, throwing up 2x4s, parts of homes and cars. Could be any of that. But that's just to the northeast of Wapella, moving north toward Highway 136 in southern McLean County. So if you live in that area, you want to be getting out of harm's way immediately. Treat it like there's a tornado on the ground. I'm not seeing any reports of any tornado on the ground from this, but these storms have been producing several tornadoes or funnel clouds or both. It could be a combination of that. We'll know more tomorrow once we have crews, National Weather Service crews, get out and survey the damage, but hopefully they're not getting out tonight to do that. That's our only tornado warning right now, heading toward Leroy. And like I said a minute ago, according to emergency management in McLean County, Leroy is opening the grade school as a tornado shelter. So if you can get there safely within just a few minutes, and you don't have long, then you can safely seek shelter. And that tornado watch for DeWitt, McLean, Logan, Tazewell, and Woodford counties will be extended till 9 p.m. Checking to see if there's any more reports coming in with these storms. Looks like there was some type of thunderstorm wind damage in Logan County. That's one report that came in. And there was a emergency management reported a flash flood in North Pekin in Tazewell County. 10 inches of water reported on roadways around the North Pekin area. That's something you do not want to try to drive through. Very dangerous situation. You don't want to try to tread through floodwaters like that. So let's look at some areas that will probably be spared tonight. So Peoria, you are now out of the line of fire with these storms. That line is surging to the northeast. Chillicothe, you're in the clear. Williamsfield, Galesburg, Canton, Manitou, Lewiston, you all are okay from these storms for now, and it looks like that'll be the case for the rest of the night. We're now just dealing with this storm and moving into McLean County. So let's take a closer look at it here. There's that hook echo. So when you have the hook echo, and I guess I'll repeat it, that's where you have that rotation. And very noticeable here on this map, that's where that strong rotation is. Could be on the ground. There could be a tornado on the ground moving into McLean County, crossing the Highway 136 area toward Leroy. So if you could safely make it to that, to the grade school in Leroy, then do so. But you're running out of time, and really it looks like there's just mere minutes left in order to get into that shelter. That's our most dangerous storm that we have on the radar right now that we're dealing with. Hayworth, you're not included in that tornado warning. You are on the western edge of that warning. Farmer City, you're not in that. Let's take it in a little bit closer here. Maybe we can pinpoint some roads. I'm not really showing any roads here, but moving near some of these North 2700 East Road and North 2500 East Road and East 50 North Road. All these are roads that are about to be impacted with this possible tornado on the ground, coming very close now to Highway 136, and will eventually be crossing the I-74 corridor near Leroy. But this warning is going on for about 15 more minutes. Don't really know if that one will be extended. I hope not. There is that possibility, but just heavy rain in Logan County and Peoria. Just saw a pretty good batch of rain move through. This line's still moving eastward through our eastern counties. I'm going to check the rotation within this storm one more time to see how bad it really is. Okay, that's not good. You can see that bright green next to the red. That's where that possible tornado is on the ground. We had reports of destructive, at least one destructive tornado near Manitou earlier, and this storm could very well do the same thing. You could be in a lot of danger if you're in Leroy or Rutledge. Rutledge, this looks like this is going to go right just to the west of you, maybe through even part of Rutledge. But it's now north of DeWitt, so DeWitt, you are now in the clear as of the storm. However, I think that this warning is still going for you. Yeah, north of DeWitt, so DeWitt should be okay for now. And let's see, Clinton, you are now out of the worst part of this storm. But I'm concerned about Leroy because it's making almost a beeline toward that area, that community. So if you live near I-74 or near Highway 150 or near Highway 136 in southern McLean County, you need to be getting in the lowest level of your home, away from windows, walls, and doors, or a storm shelter if you can. Let's see if there are any more reports coming in from emergency management. Oh, a report just now coming in from East Peoria. Emergency management reports a flash flood. Numerous roadways reported flooding with up to 3 feet of water, and cars are now stalling out due to the high water. Not a good situation at all. You don't want to try to drive through that. So East Peoria is flooded out according to these reports. So you want to avoid flooded roadways. Turn around, don't drown. So just another add insult to injury with all of this that we've been dealing with. I think that this storm might be trying to weaken, which is good. Maybe it's holding its strength. Checking out some different measurements here. Yeah, this is still a very dangerous storm. I want to stay on in case this actually turns into a tornado about to cross the I-74 corridor. No new updates on that particular storm. Last one was about 15 minutes ago. Possible tornado located near Clinton, moving north at 40 miles per hour. That was 15 minutes ago. That's the storm that I'm showing you right now. But Highway 136 is about to take a direct hit from this storm in this tornado warning. Make sure there are no other tornado warnings across the map. Okay, this is our only one that we have. These storms have been powerful. They have been, they gain strength, and then sometimes they lose strength. And then when that happens, that's called recycling. When they tend to weaken and it looks like they're not going to cause any more damage, then they strengthen again. That's recycling. That's when that tornado turns more into a funnel cloud, and then it decides to descend back to the ground again. We've seen this. We saw this in several storms today. They don't want to lose strength. They're like a car that you keep fueling up as they can. This one's moving north through DeWitt County, crossing over into McLean County in just a minute or two. This tornado warning going until 7:15 p.m. coming near the Leroy community, which will be near I-74 in the next 5 minutes or so. So 40-mile-per-hour storm, it's something that's hard to keep up with if you were to try to test it on getting into your shelter. You don't want to try to test that because it could make it there before you get into your safe place. But Ellsworth, you are not in this. Saybrook, you're not in this. Bellflower, you're in the clear. Blue Ridge, Mansfield. And for people in other areas that are wondering about their community, Peoria, you are in the clear. Galesburg, Canton, Williamsfield, no worries there. So at least some good news, the silver lining here to our situation that's going on. Bloomington, you're not in this tornado warning. It may just go east of you, but we'll have to watch and see. And see here if this is it's going through a situation. Yeah, this is still not a good situation. Every time I hope for the best with this, there's a donut hole right here, just to the northwest of Rutledge. That could actually be a funnel cloud. I hope not. Let's check and see if this is turned into. Not seeing any evidence of debris, but that donut hole does concern me, just to the northwest of Rutledge. Newest report coming in from the National Weather Service. This storm that I'm showing you is capable of producing a tornado, so it could drop one at any minute. It was located south of Leroy. That's what you're seeing there, about to cross over the crossing into Leroy on Highway 136, and apparently it's moving 13 miles northeast of Clinton, now moving north at 35 miles per hour. So it slowed down a little bit. I hope everybody in Leroy is in their shelters, and I hope everybody that could use the grade school there as a shelter took advantage of that, because that was sudden. But I guess if people took that into account, and they were able to seek shelter there. There was some thunderstorm wind damage reported by emergency management in Logan County, 4 miles south of Lincoln. That was about 45 minutes ago. There was a large tree blocking a road near 1200 Avenue. And there was a report of a tornado in Mason County at 5 o'clock. So that's just some of what we've been dealing with and some of what these storms have been doing. But now I'm just particularly concerned about Leroy. This is about to cross over I-74. A lot of traffic possibly moving down I-74. It's Saturday night. So we have to take that into consideration as well. And every time that I hope to see it weakening, it's not. In fact, it's looking worse than the last time I showed you. So I want to show you here our velocity couplet with this. So it's right here, just about to cross over Highway 136 into Leroy. Very strong rotation. The lighter the greens are next to these lighter reds indicate the stronger rotation. So you don't want to see that. You'd rather see these in the dark reds and dark greens, which means it's weakening. But holding its strength, pushing north at 35 miles per hour. You want to be in the lowest level of your home, away from windows, walls, and doors. It's pretty simple. Hopefully everybody is heeding the warning. But it's moving into southern parts of McLean County as we speak, and possibly turning into a tornado on the ground, which I hope not. But that is a very apparent hook echo. So let's see if there's any debris. Okay, now it looks like there's actually debris being lofted in the air. So this isolated blue shade right here, that's where you have that potential tornado on the ground. That's where possible pieces of homes and cars are being thrown up into the air, and that's moving due north at 35 miles per hour toward Leroy. So if you're in the Leroy community, you want to take this seriously, because this is now strengthening even more with every single radar update. It just looks worse and worse. I wouldn't doubt that there was a tornado on the ground. I'm looking for reports to prove that. But the last one said that there was a storm possibly producing a tornado located south of Leroy, or 13 miles northeast of Clinton, moving north at 35 miles per hour. Okay, it could be weakening on this last scan here. It's hard to say because it hadn't been much time just yet. But there's that noticeable feature when the storm gets that hook feature, like right here, right what you see here. That is the hook echo. It means there's possible rotation that reached the ground and could be stirring up debris at that point. And like I just showed you, that correlation coefficient, I know that it's a foreign concept, but that just shows us whether debris is being thrown up or not. And it looks like that there possibly is a tornado on the ground heading straight for Leroy. And that will be crossing I-74 in just minutes. I think that tornado warning will be extended into far central and northern parts of McLean County here in just a little bit. I think the National Weather Service is probably considering that. But there has been a report, or numerous reports, of flooded roadways in East Peoria with up to 3 feet of water, and cars are not making it through that high water. They shouldn't be trying to make it through. So dangerous situation at East Peoria. There's been large hail there. It's been a very active afternoon and night now for this severe weather, and it's going to continue on until this tornado watch expires at 9 p.m. And the counties that the watch was extended for are DeWitt, Logan, McLean, Tazewell, and Woodford. That watch is until 9 p.m., that tornado watch. So new radar updates have come in, and we'll see. Looks like that a possible tornado is about to cross I-74 in the next minute or so. I hope that nobody is driving in that area, because that's if it really is on the ground, which we have not had any ground truth on that. But I think that there probably is one, because I'm seeing just to the east and possibly in the Leroy community now, not what I want to see at all. This area right here in bluish green, isolated, that's that tornado, because tornado's smaller than the storm, so that's what that indicates here on radar, that correlation coefficient, the debris signature. That's why that tornado warning will be going on probably. Okay, it was just extended, just like I mentioned, it was extended until 7:45. If anybody knows of anything, feel free to send something into the WMBD Facebook page. But don't try to go outside and see these storms. It's not advised that you do that. You want to stay in your shelter. So now there's more areas that are being impacted by this tornado warning, and I will time these out for you. Let's take this tool here. Okay, it's not showing up. Let's try it again. 35 miles per hour. So Leroy, it's now on your doorstep. Ellsworth, you have about 5 or 6 minutes to get in your safe place. Cooksville, you have about 15 minutes to get 15 or 16 minutes to get in your safe place. This will be coming towards you around 7:33. It says 7:37, I know, but you got to give an extra 4 or 5 minutes to get into action and get everybody into the safe place underground if you can, if you have a basement. That's the best thing to do. And I wish this storm would weaken. It's just not. It's not doing that. So possible tornado in the Leroy area, crossing over I-74 as we speak. And be sure to chime in on our Facebook page or WMBD Facebook page if you know anything about this storm or any of the other storms. Okay, we just got a report in from the National Weather Service. There's a tornado damage threat for the storm over Leroy, moving just to the southeast of Bloomington, moving north at 30 miles per hour. Possible tornado on the ground, hail up to about an inch. And now I'm just now seeing that there's a confirmed dangerous tornado located over Leroy. So just like what I was showing you, there is a tornado now on the ground in Leroy moving north at about 30 miles per hour. So I'm going to show you where exactly that is. So here's the debris ball. Here's the actual placement of where that tornado is. So here's Leroy. Here's that isolated blue color. That's where that tornado is, and it is confirmed. It's on the ground moving north at 30 miles per hour through southern parts of McLean County. Get in your basement, get in your storm shelter. This storm's doing damage. It's on the ground, and you want to be sure to put on some shoes. I know that might seem like something that you don't think about, but it's good to have those shoes on. There could be glass and debris. You don't want to cut your feet. And as I'm seeing here, this could be weakening, could be recycling again. When those storms bring the funnel back up into the air again and then the funnel descends, that's when the storm recycles. And we saw that in a lot of storms today, and it could be going on in this one moving over I-74. Hopefully it's dying out, but it may not be. Okay, that doesn't look okay. It is weakening a little bit. So if it was on the ground, it's not becoming. It's becoming less of a threat. There's still a tornado warning. It could be recycling. Ellsworth, you do have a few minutes to get in your safe place. I want to show this again here, but again, tornado warning until 7:45 for McLean County due to the storm that was at least on the ground for a few minutes, according to the National Weather Service. And we'll bring this measurement tool out here. Okay, let's try that again. Hopefully you're seeking shelter in Ellsworth and Leroy. Hopefully you're already in your shelter. Okay, so Ellsworth, this storm will be making its way into your community by about 7:34 p.m. So you do have a few minutes to act on this. If you know anybody who's out and about in the Ellsworth area, give them a call, text them, make sure they know a potential tornado is moving directly for them. Especially Cooksville, that's also in the line of fire here with this tornado warning. And we will look at the winds in this again. So it might be strengthening again. That's what I'm seeing here, moving directly towards Ellsworth. But I believe that's the only tornado warning we have right now. Let's check it out. Yep, everywhere else looks clear of warnings, except this one moving through south central parts of McLean County. Last report that came in, there was a confirmed dangerous tornado located over Leroy. That's now moved north, I believe, and now it's moving north at 30 miles per hour. It was located 15 miles southeast of Bloomington. So it looks like Bloomington might be able to dodge this one. Hayworth and Downs probably going to be okay from this. I want to show you some street level stuff here as we take this on in a little bit closer. So the main threat has now crossed I-74 and highways 136 and 150. Now we're looking at Ellsworth for this storm to impact it in a little bit, in Cooksville. So East 1200 North Road, East 1100 North Road in Ellsworth, this is a very dangerous area to be in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Possibly strong rotation still in progress. As we click through some stuff here. Make this out here a little bit. So this storm is this tornado warning in effect till 7:45 for McLean County. No other reports have come in. There's been considerable hail in Leroy, according to this report from the National Weather Service. That's where that confirmed tornado was located. It's probably confirmed by spotters out in the field, and that was relayed to the Weather Service. There was a report of 3 feet of water in East Peoria, and cars are having trouble getting through that. They're stalled out. That's not what we want to hear. You don't want to try to tread through flooded roadways. You want to turn your car around. It's easy as that. And we're going to check this out here. Could be cycling. It's not gaining strength, but still possible tornado, possible funnel cloud moving north into Ellsworth. And these warnings have been all over the place tonight. But areas in the clear: Peoria, you're good. Pekin, Glassford, Rosefield, Princeville, Chillicothe, you're all good. Manitou, you're in the clear now. Mason City, Farmington, Galesburg, you guys are good to go for the night. Just concerned with McLean County here. Cooksville, Ellsworth, you need to be thinking about seeking shelter now. Colfax, you're next in line if this continues on. They might drop it before it reaches Colfax, but don't really know about that yet. But here's what I'm showing you: the area of hail right now. So that area in dark blue, that's where some hail has been falling, or is still falling. So strong rain, strong winds, heavy rain, and large hail still in this tornado warning for McLean County until 7:45 p.m. I'm going to check some more stuff here. Okay, there could still be a tornado on the ground just east of Ellsworth. According to that blue color there, just to the east of Ellsworth, that's what that would indicate. And this keeps updating. But I think that we're going to pop off here for now. I'm going to keep monitoring this, and hopefully this last storm here dies down. But if it tries to recycle or there's a tornado on the ground, then I'll be sure to. Okay, I'm going to keep going here with this. Looks like the danger is still at a level to where it needs to be up here. So Colfax, still looking in your direction with this storm. It's heading either towards you or just to the west of you. So you need to, if you live in that community, you need to be seeking shelter now. Saybrook, you're not in this. I want to time out some more communities in this, because I try to be as precise as possible so everybody kind of has an idea of what's going on. So this was moving about north, and it's not doing it. Let's try this. Okay, so by 7:43, or about 7:40, we could say, Colfax, this storm will be approaching you. This dangerous tornadic storm is making a beeline toward the Colfax community. And it's still strong. It's not weakening as of right now, but I can double check that and just make sure. Looks like it's still holding on just south of Ellsworth. There's that velocity couplet. So, and I know I've talked a lot about that tonight, but that's very important. That's the tool that we use to show you that rotation. So those colors right there, close to one another, those greens and reds, that's where you have that area of rotation in the Ellsworth community moving north at 30 miles per hour. The tornado warning doesn't expire until 7:45 p.m. But I'm going to get off here for now, and if there are any more tornado warnings issued, or if this one tries to touch the ground again, We will be live, keeping you safe and updated. Everybody, thanks for tuning in.